He said, the fact that God loves you will not cause you to feel the compassionate comfort of God when you're in the midst of darkness.
No.
The fact that God loves you, right? That's why it turns into, yeah, God loves me. But when you have an experiential knowledge of the love of God for you, that will comfort you.
Yes.
Even when you're in the midst of darkness.
Yes.
Like you'll feel his warm embrace. You'll feel his compassionate touch. I know, man. Me too. You know, you start feeling union with him even in your darkness. You see, and I think that's the big problem for the churches. When you're in darkness, that's when you tend to feel separated.
Mm-hmm.
What happens is when you don't just have a factual knowledge that God loves you, but you have like an experiential knowing, meaning you've connected to it, you can relate to why he loves you, you know what that feels like, so then you know exactly how he feels for you. What happens is when you go through periods of darkness in your life, you feel his warm embrace with you, and you don't feel separated from him.
Right.
Now, you might feel confused. You might feel upset. You might feel like you don't have the answers. You don't know why this is happening. You might feel like, what the hell, man? But, man, you feel him there with you in the midst of that. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. And that drastically changes everything as far as what will come out of you when you walk through darkness.
Yes.
Right? Because if you feel that warm embrace, if you feel Abba's hand on you when you're in darkness, you feel him telling you, I know, man, me too. Yeah. I felt that when I had your flesh. When you start feeling that when you're in your darkness, guess what happens? Is your flesh begins to rest in the midst of darkness. Mm-hmm. You stop trying to clothe yourself, save yourself, bring forth life yourself. You begin fellowshipping with Abba in that place. And then, man, great healing and restoration comes to the soul and in the heart. Yeah. But you have to first know the love of God by way of experiencing it. Yeah. And that's what Paul talked about. He prayed that they would have an experiential knowledge of the love of God. Yeah. Meaning that they wouldn't just know with their head God loved them, but they will have experienced the same love God experiences in his heart. Right. And then Paul called that being filled with the fullness of God. Right? Yeah. And that's what will happen for you. And that's really what we all need. We need a life shaped by God's love for us. But if we can't relate or connect to that love, then how's that going to work?
It doesn't.
No, and so it becomes very mechanical, I think, for most Christians. I don't want to say for us, because we've been walking in grace for so long. But I think for most people in the world, God's love for them is very mechanical. Yes. Meaning, if things are going good, and you tell them God loves them, they'll say, I know he blessed me with a house, a car, a job. But you tell them God loves them when things aren't going good. Yeah, he really loves me. And it's a big struggle.
Right.
And I think for me, at least, my struggle was that I never really had connected with God's love for me in the sense where I could actually see what his love for me was. Mm-hmm. Do you see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, if you don't know why he loves you, first of all, how are you going to experience his love for you? So if you don't know why he loves you, right. If you don't know what he had in his heart about you and for you, then you're going to struggle to know the love of God. If you don't know what he felt, what's going on in him, you're going to struggle with all that. And so, but if you can know it, then you say, oh my goodness, I've felt that for someone else.
Yes.
And then you connect.
Right. Yes.
Your heart connects to what that feeling is.
Right.
Your heart connects to what you did to chase after love. Your heart connects to the longing you had. Your heart connects to what it feels like to breathe after someone. And then all of a sudden you realize that's how God was towards you. Now it becomes a very real thing, and not just a thing where, when things are going good, you know God loves you. When things are going bad, you know in your head, but you ain't feeling it.
Yeah, that's right.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
And as far as what Cindy said, no, we don't live by our feelings in the sense that our feeling defines who God is and who we are. We don't let our feeling define who God is or who we are. Right? But that doesn't mean we discount feelings and throw away feelings. That's I don't even know what to say about that other than, God didn't make us in the image of Mr. Spock. Right. And in the day we want to say that, really what we're saying is, listen guys, we don't know God. We don't anticipate that what we're teaching is going to help us to know God. Therefore, all of our feelings are going to be bad all the time. So we're just going to throw those out the window, okay? That's really what they're saying, right? When they come teaching about how what you feel don't matter,
Right.
What they're saying is we don't know God, and we're not going to be able to help you to know God. So just go ahead and count on not being able to feel His love.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll put that at the end.
Right.
But if you try and go and tell God that His love for us isn't a feeling, and He's gonna, I don't want to say rebuke in a rude way, but He's gonna come and say, no.
Right.
Let me tell you what I feel when I look at you, and then you tell me whether it's a feeling or not. You try telling God that His love for mankind isn't a feeling.
Right.
You try telling Him that. It's not going to work out.
Nah.
You know what's the